Some heartbreaking and terrible news on this July 4th. Um, Tupac, obviously one of the greatest rappers of all time, and in my opinion, the greatest of all time. You know, so many great songs to choose from. The great Hit 'Em Up, where he had some of the Outlaws, a lot of the Outlaws on that record. And like I said, one of the greatest diss records of all time. And we talk about Hit 'Em Up, and you had a lot of songs from just the Outlaws, Muta Bill. You have who's a devout Muslim, and one of my favorite people. The honesty, the rare. He's just a rare, soul for the most part. Did a great job of, changing his life, like Muta Bill. You got Edie Amin. He's one of those guys that I still watch a lot of his videos out, and he talks about, just how things were perceived when Pac was alive, man. Yeah, but this news that Young Noble of the Outlaws has passed away. It was reported by Edie Amin. And yes, Young Noble of the Outlaws, the Tupac clique, the Outlaw Immortals. He has passed away. Now, there was some issues with his health back in 2021 where he had a heart attack. He survived that heart attack, and in his words, he said, God spared him personally, because of a lifestyle of alcohol, drugs, and just unhealthy living, unhealthy lifestyle of stress and whatnot. So it is, from what I understand, it is true. Young Noble, of one of the greatest groups, and he definitely had. Look, everybody got their vices and whatnot, but Young Noble made a diss song against Nas. He had his issues with Muta not too long ago, a few months ago, and I think all of that had to do with just stress and like I said, but from Edie Amin, all right, you can check him out on YouTube, Edie Amin TV. It does talk about this, but I saw on Instagram, where I follow him, that he posted a picture. He, Muta Bill, aka Napoleon, had they posted a picture. What's going on, Paul? They posted a picture of themselves with Young Noble, and from what we're hearing, he has passed away. And like I said, back in 2021, he suffered he suffered a massive heart attack, from what I understand and what I read and for what I follow on his personal page on Instagram. So he's been trying to get back, healthy and get back into the game. I won't say get back into the game, but just trying to make the best out of what he's been given. So yeah, Tupac, Outlaw himself, Young Noble, has passed away via Edie Amin. And like I said, if you guys grew up in the 90s, you know exactly what the Outlaws, Tupac, and what those guys have, they dealt with. Not only, the deaths of the greatest rapper of all time, in my opinion, and Tupac having to deal with that, being kind of outcasted out of the music industry because of the things that they had to deal with Pac and a lot of people that did not like him, the music industry that did not want to deal with the negativity and the drama that came with not only them but Tupac. Those guys they had it tough trying to get past that, and I don't wish that on no man. I don't wish that on any man. Yeah, and one of the things I know about what I always loved about Noble, like, yeah, these guys are gonna go at it. They brothers at the end of the day, and sometimes brothers, when him and Moo, Edie, like those guys may not look, they might not be on the same page, but one thing I could say about them, even when they going one on one at each other and going at each other, they always came back for a common goal and always supported them. They've done interviews with Vlad TV. They've done interviews with the Art of Dialogue, Edie, I mean, a lot of Napoleon, all these guys. They've done videos on that. They've done interviews on that, and it's very informative. And like I said, I'm a huge Pac fan. If you don't know that by now, huge Pac fan, huge Outlaw fan. Like I said, Edie, I mean, Napoleon, support these brothers. And like I said, this is what I grew up on. Yeah, he was funny as hell. He seemed cool in his recent interview with Art of Dialogue. And I think, man, like I said, if y'all have not seen the video with if you have not seen the video with Noble at Art of Dialogue, I will at the end of this live show, I will have it pinned to there so y'all can go out. You can go and watch the interview for yourself. So yeah, real funny dude. Honest about what his point of view of how things were in the 90s when he rolled with Pac and he was, when he was one of the, the main members of that, and how he grew up, his mother, real close to his mother and whatnot. And like I said, man, just a real cool dude. Been a fan from back, UK, showing love, the Outlawz for life. Big Truth, what's going on? Yeah, man. Like I said, man. This kind of hard to be honest, because like I said, man, look, y'all have no idea. I'm a huge Pac fan. I'm a huge Pac fan, and I still listen to these guys to this day. Hail Mary, made niggas. So many guys that hit them up. Like that whole Machiavelli album for me was absolutely amazing. Like I said, he had those guys on damn near every record. Just like Daddy, like, oh man, that whole album for Machiavelli was just the absolute truth. Yeah, so it's been confirmed from Edie, I mean. Like I said, you can check him out on his YouTube channel, Edie, I mean TV. He goes back and tell a lot of the stories of how they got in the business, what it was like in the business, their lives, the controversy surrounding not only the music industry, but when he was running with Pac and what he was like, all that type of stuff. So yeah, man. Man, yeah, kind of interested, but yeah, I would love to just, if I could say anything to all those guys, Pac's sister, Sexual, Edie, the entire family, Nobles, his family, kids and whatnot. Like I said, man, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was married on top of it. So yeah, this crazy, man. I was actually just watching a few clips on him, or he was playing basketball and whatnot. So yeah, man, this is kind of crazy. Didn't see that. He has a solo album called Trauma a few years ago. It's great. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I said, man, he been putting in work. A lot of these guys been putting in a lot of work. I saw a few of them where they was, supporting Nip, brother, Big Sam. They were supporting him with the what you call the burger? The burger. I forget the burger joint. But they was supporting him when he was opening the burger joint in Cali, and a lot of rappers went there and showed their love for not only Big Sam but Nip. You know what I'm saying? Marathon Burger, appreciate it. He was showing support them. A lot of them showing support. A lot of them still out there, supporting the West Coast, and a lot of the fallen soldiers and whatnot. So, William Amy, Edie Amin reported that young Noble of the Outlaws has passed away. And like I said, I do know for sure that he had a heart attack. So I'm positive that, stress perhaps played a part in it. Don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that Edie Amin posted a picture on his Instagram that young Noble had passed away. Napoleon, aka Mutabil, he posted a picture also that he had passed away. And like I said, man, kind of crazy. To be honest. We all go through it. I'm going through some. Look, everybody going through. We all go through it. I'm going through it. Difficult shit right now, but suicide is not the answer. He as a child too. Like I said, I don't know what it was. Oh wow. Oh wow. That can't be. Wow. See, I didn't know that part. Reggie White. So like I said, I don't know. I got to do the research on it, but from what they're saying right now, Reggie White a bomb first, and like I said, this is unconfirmed because I haven't done a lot of research. I just want to come on and show my love and appreciation for those guys. But from what they are saying in the comments, according to Reggie Wright, great one, he said he committed suicide according to Reggie Wright. Yeah, like I said, Reggie White, y'all can say what y'all want to say about Reggie White, but okay, so y'all said Edie said it too. So yeah, man, look, man, y'all can say what y'all want to say about Reggie, man. Like Reggie just seemed like a good dude, man. He seemed like a good dude, but everybody got vices. Everybody got shit, that they may not be proud of, but they got some, things they still working on. Like ain't no motherfucking perfect. Ain't nobody perfect, fool. So I don't get caught up in, Reggie White is a piece of shit. Look, at some point in time, everybody gonna be a piece of shit, and you gonna make the right or wrong decisions. So I'm not here to be sitting up here saying Reggie, but like I said, from what I've always heard from Reggie White, he's always, 80 to 90% right on a lot of stuff. So like I said, from Yaya said Edie Amin confirmed that it was suicide. So man, I knew he was going through something. I knew he was going through something when he made that record about Nas going at Nas like that. And I don't know this to be true. It may have, didn't hit the way that he hoped it would. And like I said, he was going at Muta at the same time. Muta Bill, formerly known as Napoleon, and he's been retired from the rap game for quite some time. He lives in Saudi Arabia, from what I understand. Also, And like I said, he's a Muslim, and you know, he had some words with Moo pretty much just did not give him the energy. And like I said, maybe he was mad, frustrated, and that's life, man. And that's life. And these types of things happen. And like I said, these dudes been through. I don't think people realize like when you lose a motherfucker like Pop. Like I said, Pop was like. Look, a lot of people think he's the greatest rapper of all time. I'm not here to sit up here and say whether or not he is. To me, he is, but that's opinion. But I mean, what's going on, son? What's going on? I'm like when you lose a motherfucker like Pac that put you on, and he showed you the world. He showed you a better way of life. You know, you lose a lot of your brothers. You lose Pop. You lose quite a few of them. God dang it. Like these guys have lost a lot of the people that's a part of that group. And one of my favorite ones. I mean, look, man. I'm not here to talk about your opinion, but like I said, you got so many of these guys have just have passed away. A lot of these guys have passed away. You got Hussein Fatal. I believe he died in a car crash. You have, we know who the Yaki Gaddafi. All right, he passed away, and Pac obviously. So those three members of the Outlaws that end up passing away, man. And like I said, yeah, man, this tough. It's tough. This is tough, man. And if I'm not mistaken, another one. All right, so that's another one too. Mussolini, aka Big Sight, passed away. And like I said, man, when you're on top of the world, you're on top of the world like that, man. You go from being the number one act in the game to losing damn near everybody, damn near half the Outlaw clique. You know, over time, it's tough. So dealing with, man, like I said, I say right now, to be honest, man, just send out all, you know, well wishes to help guys like Edie, Napoleon, all these guys that's still with them. They're still with them. Help them get through this, because they losing all their soldiers, man. And like I said, man, that had to weigh on Noble. Yeah, that had to weigh on Noble. And like I said, being on top of the game and then getting kind of outcasted because of, you know, the troubles and the ills that goes around with it, being around a Pop, being around Suge and all those guys, and the stuff with Diddy. Being around that, like I said, they knew him. He wasn't that long. Yeah, he wasn't that long. But god damn, Noble killed himself. Like I said, man, it's good rapper. You know, he wasn't that long with him. He did not. It wasn't that long as an outlaw, but he was a part of the crew. And like I said, it wasn't that long that he. And if you know his story, you know he moved around. He moved around a hell of a lot. Noble did. Went through a lot of trouble, a lot of family issues, and trying to find a better way for himself, whatnot. So, like I said, man, I hate the fact that he killed himself. I really hate the fact that Noble killed himself, man. Cause yeah, a lot of people really wanted that brother and supported everything that they do still to this day. So yeah, that's what we're hearing, and like I said, quite a few people are confirming that he has indeed committed suicide. Um, which, like I said, tough, man. Yeah, that's tough. We from the Middle East and we support the Outlaws and Noble. Look, man. Look, man. I promise you. Like I said, Moo is definitely one of my favorite players. Muta is one of my favorite people. That brother went from being a hothead and it just completely changing his life around. And look, I got nothing but love and respect for Moo. Like that dude is a real. That dude right there is a real. I'm talking about a real one, a real genuine person. A real genuine person is Muta. Young Noble, like I said, I follow everything. I follow everything that these dudes does. And like I said, I've been a fan of theirs for most of my life. And like I said, I still play their shit to this day. Hussein Fatal, it's a 2-game tater. I'm robbing you niggas cradle with a knife to your neighbor. Man, look, come on, man. Who wouldn't want to beat my fucking Desert Eagle to the end? Man, come on, man. Yeah. Like I said, man, look, Outlaws definitely one of my, and like I said, one of my favorite songs. Look, that damn whole album with Machiavelli, like that's one of my favorite ones because of them. It wasn't just a whole pop. You know, it just wasn't always about yeah, it wasn't that you know, that whole album in itself. That's one thing I respect about Pac. Like, if you had talent, and look, if you had talent, and Pac saw that you had talent, he was gonna put you on, man. That's one thing I always respect about Pac, and he did that for everybody. Look, just show him loyalty. He gonna put you in a position where you can make that money, and that's all that matters right there. When I look at it, I mean, look, it wasn't about that, and that great one, and that's the thing about Pop. He didn't care nothing about being. Look, he could have had a whole. Pop could have did everything by himself. He was that good. He was that good of a songwriter, and the producers around him just made sure he had hit after hit. From strictly from my niggas, a lot of his stuff was just absolute gold. Like, you put Pac on anything by himself or with people, Pac gonna shine. But the thing is with him, even when he was shining, he was still helping people. And that's why so many people love and respect Pac, because not only was he the number one rapper in the world, in the universe, controversy or not, he still had a giving heart. He still was able to bring in motherfuckers like Young Noble, you know, young black people that don't have a way out other than out of their neighborhood or outside their city. They don't have talent, you know, and they don't have a way. But like Pac saw something in them. Hey, spit, spit me a couple balls, see what you can do, and if you had talent, Pac was gonna put you on. So that's, like I said, that's why for me, Pac would always be one of my goats because of that. Like, that dude see any talent. If you got any talent and you show him loyalty, you gonna travel the world with him. So yeah, like I said, for those who don't know, again, we're hearing that young noble of the Outlaws has passed away. And like I said, from what we understand, don't know exactly what happened. Like I said, me, I like to confirm it. So Edie, I mean, just heard from Edie. I mean, he passed away this moment. No member of Tupac's Outlaw started in 1996. Definitely has passed away at the age of 47. Trying to see something, if I can see something on Instagram. It's messed up. I can't believe. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, Noble definitely one of my dudes. Like I said, I thought those some talented brothers, to be honest. Yeah, I thought the one he, like I said, like I said, I'm just trying to find confirmation. Like I said, I don't like to report stuff that's if I don't see confirmation. So far, I don't see anything, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. But I'm not going to confirm that it was suicide. Yeah, I like I said, I'm not confirming that it's suicide because I don't know. But with that being said, man, yeah, and like I said, I haven't seen anything about whether or not he committed suicide. I would have to look at it for myself, and yeah, that's crazy. This is kind of crazy, man. Young Noble and Crazy Bone light up songs appropriate. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, for what I understand, Idi Amin and Mutabil both posted up, so I'm pretty sure that that it is that it is true that Noble has passed away. And like I said, I'm not going to confirm that it's suicide because I haven't seen anything that says such right now. But like I said, this is right now. But like I said, man, y'all show some love to your boy Mad Mike at Mad Mike Sports. Like I said, man, I'm a huge Pac fan, huge Outlaw fan. You know, all those guys could rap. And like I said, for me, one of my favorite ones, there were two people that were my favorite. Napoleon, Gaddafi, those are two of my favorites out of them. Those are two of my favorites. So let me know what you guys think about that, man. Like I said, Edie wouldn't lie. Like I said, Edie definitely wouldn't lie about that. He's not that type of dude. Edie, I mean, they're definitely not that type of guy. So, like I said, man, y'all continue to support your boy here at Mad Mike Sports. We're gonna keep bringing you all the news, sports, entertainment, all that. So, with that being said, continue to have a great July 4th. Wherever you're from in the States, appreciate it. For those that are overseas in the UK, Saudi Arabia, and in the Middle East, and in Europe, wherever you are, man, continue to support your boy and show us love. And like I said, man, go to his page, Idi Amin, go to Mutabil. Go to Young Noble. I think he just goes by Noble on Instagram. Just show him some love, man. Show his family some love. Like I said, man, All eyes on me. All right, all eyes on me. It's like we live as thugs. Everybody fucking with us, so can't you see it's hard to be a man running with a gun in your head. That's all I got to say about that. So appreciate it. Continue to support your boy here at Mad Mike's West. And that's the bottom line because Mad Mike said so.